All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. As you guys see, we are pretty green on the day. Okay, so we're going to talk about a few things, and I'm going to start the video off with talking about a mistake. Okay, an error. All right, I'm not going to say my analysis is, and it really doesn't have any flaws. I'm going to be straight up. I mean, even this move, this bounce today, it was in the weekly report. No one can deny me that. Like, straight up, my guess was that we saw a bounce going into the start of the week, and then we come down by the end of the week and we take out the lows. I still think that is going to be the case, but again, I could be wrong. All right, so I'm going to talk about my mistake here, which is something I actually say here on the channel so often, which is like, that's why today has sucked, like realizing what I've been doing. All right, so I'm going to jump right into it. So I say a lot on this channel, why is this time going to be different? All right, if you catch yourself saying this time is going to be different, it's likely going to be your last words, because that's usually the case. All right, so why have I been trading this time as any different? Why didn't I take profits? All right, I have had the chance. I have seen my account hit a number three times now, and I didn't desize. I didn't take profits. I didn't do anything when I have seen that all three times. All right. Number is 57K. My account has been like fluctuating from anywhere from 45 to 57K for like 2 to 3 weeks now, ever since we were over here. All right. Over here, I hit it first, hit it second time somewhere over here. All right. And then down here. All right. And then I also saw a similar thing yesterday, because I did I added to the position and then saw it. So it's either 3 or 4 times now I've seen the same number pop up on my account, and it's been pissing me off that I keep seeing that number, and then I think it's gonna grow to an absolute, like, much larger number. But I mean, obviously, like, that wasn't the case. So here's the thing. All right, why have I been treating this like it's been like, why is this time different? All right, that's like something that I will be taking into every single trade from here on out. All right, I saw a quote on Twitter. I don't remember the exact quote, but I made it my background for like a week. I saw this like maybe a month ago or something like that. But again, I don't know the exact quote, so I'm going to give it my best shot here. If you can't replicate a trade setup moving forward, then don't take that trade setup. Meaning, like, if the trade setup can't always be replicated, those conditions can't always be met, all right, then you should not be taking that trade, okay? And you also shouldn't be, you shouldn't be in the trade, all right? Now, my trade setup, it can be replicated, but what can't be replicated? Me not taking profits, okay? I've seen my accounts grow so freaking massively over the past few months, all right? From somewhere over here to where we're at right now. They've still grown absolutely massively, that's why it's been pissing me off. The past 2 or 3 weeks, they haven't grown at all, all right? They have not grown at all. The analysis continues to predict price action, like on the daily, all right? Like, straight up. Even this move, or this bounce right here, again, I mean, it was in there, all right? Like, they are continuously just nailing it, my analysis, my technical analysis, and then boom. Why hasn't my account been growing? It's been me. It's literally been me, all right? It's not like, and that's the thing, all right? I talk about how, like, this skill set is my money printer. Well, it can't be a money printer if I am not letting it be a money printer, all right? So that's what I'm going to be asking myself moving forward on every single trade. If I am hesitating, if I find myself hesitating to take profits, like I did right at open here, like straight up, October 31st puts up 55% overnight. Why didn't I take it? Well, it was because I thought something much bigger was coming. But again, why is this time going to be different? All right, I don't care. Like, moving forward, I don't care about the scenario. I don't even care about this stupid crash anymore. I don't care about getting rich off this. I really don't. All right, I'm gonna like the December 7th or December 16th, they're gonna be fine. All right, I'm pretty convicted in that. But at the same time, those were up 70%, and I didn't take any of the profits down here. Those up 70%. October 31st, overnight up 55%. They were like up like only 5% the day prior. So, like, again, why didn't Henry take profits? Henry didn't take profits because he told himself, and yes, I'm speaking in the third person, but Henry told himself that this time was going to be different, when in reality, this time can't be different. If you are going to continuously replicate that trade setup and continuously make money in the market off of said trade setup, you can't make it any different, okay? It can't be different. All right. But yeah, I convinced myself that this time was different. I shouldn't be taking profits. This whole time over here, this whole time, I could have made so much more money. But what was I known for here on the channel? Taking profits too early. I continuously said it. Like I like had the habit of taking profits at 50%, and then I'd see things run hundreds of percent, and I'd just be pissed. All right. So like this was the exact opposite. What's been going on recently, this whole like honestly, it probably was this 200 weekly MA. All right, it probably was on QQQ. It closing under this kind of. I mean, I still stand by it. Why is this time going to be different? I don't know. Maybe I'm going to eat my words, and this week is going to close over it. But until then, I mean, it's showing that hey, we're getting rejected straight up. There's nothing else to say about it. I still think like we're probably going to end up going down and making new lows this week. I still think that everything stand. But again, what I'm talking about right now. Why is this different? It wasn't different. Okay. Yes, the crash was in the air, but like, as you guys have seen, like, guys, I would have had the opportunity to do that and then literally re-add up here. And then again, I probably would have been up 50 to 100% right here. I could have taken 50% off the table right there. And again, I would have had the opportunity to add it back. That's 3 different trades, guys. 2 or 3 different trades. So that's what I'm saying, that I've been pissed about all day, acknowledging this. And I just want my pain to lead to gains for somebody else, okay? At the same time, I obviously want it to lead to gains for myself. That's why we're in this game. We're all in this game to pretty much build this skill set up to eventually have said money printer, which, I mean, I'm going to be honest, the TA here, it can act as a money printer, but you got to allow it to be, all right? You have to allow yourself to take said profits. I wasn't, okay? So yeah, with that being said, now you guys know my lesson. You guys know what I'm going to be doing moving forward. Okay. First of all, if I see 50% on the table, I'm going to be cutting half the position. All right. Straight up. I don't care. I want to go back to seeing my account grow at a rapid rate. And right now I haven't been seeing that. It's been completely complacent. All right. And now, it's down like 10K from that peak I was just telling you guys about. And it's been pissing me off. I had so many opportunities here. And as a trader, I have done myself a disservice here by not taking at least 50% off the table, like straight up. All right, guys. So now with that being out of the way, and I had to get that out of the way because this is what we do on this channel. Okay, guys, we're all trying to grow as traders, and my pain shall be used to benefit all of you. Okay, that is just how it is. I'm not going to lie about any mistakes. I'm not going to act like I played the shit out of this. I didn't play the shit out of this. I really wish I did, but I didn't. All right. All right. So with that being said, all out of the way. No funny business. Let's get right into the TA. All right, so starting off the bat, we're going to start with the candlesticks we have on SPY, QQQ, and VIX. We have a bullish harami candlestick pattern right here on SPY and QQQ. There's no way by the end of the day that can mess up because you would have to drop all the way down here. You would have to come all the way up here. And then we also have a bearish engulfing candlestick on the VIX, all right? And we do clear as day have our oscillators going straight down. There you have your stochastic going straight down. QQ, you have the exact opposite, okay? I told you guys yesterday, oh, we had a very bearish setup here, or not a bearish, like an extremely bullish setup here with volume, with the bullish engulfing candle, and like your oscillators were set up for a rip here. And if you bought, I mean, you would have been trapped, but now, as you see, you actually would have been around break even if you bought at the end of the day there. But options, you'd probably be down like 10-15%, even though you're at the same level, because it's just how it works if you were buying 2 to 4 weeks on them. All right, so you got that. All right, you got that. I told you guys yesterday that, hey, you went from being bearish in one day to having or you went from being bullish to having a bearish setup. All right, you had your CCI starting to hinge. As you see, we started losing steam there. But as you see today, all right, like both QQ and SPY crossed back up, and boom, you're right on. You're back on the right track here. All right. So, I mean, yeah, it sucks that I am literally in a position against this. But again, my analysis has been accurate, and I'm not going to discount that. All right, so even though I am feeling pain, there's some bright side here. Okay, we learned a lesson, and we learned how we can better use the analysis to make money. All right, so after that, we're going to go over here to the... I want to point out something that I saw. I told you guys that I was waiting for this to form to mark bottom because it has been at all... Well, not all tops. It's been at this top right here. Actually, it's been at a lot of tops. You've had these divergences. They've been at a lot of bottoms as well. That's how we knew that this was going to be a bottom. All right. Well, that's not the only thing that told us, but we had this factor. This on the weekly time frame. I value the weekly time frame heavier than all time frames underneath it. All right. So I do want to point out you do have another bullish divergence here that formed on the weekly time frame. You clear as day made a lower low with that wick right there. And that is also a part of this bigger bullish divergence right here. All right. I'm just letting you guys know. All right. You guys are responsible for your own trades. You're responsible for your own money. All right. I will show you guys what you need to do. Okay. I'm going to try and make it so my bias does not, you know, come into the analysis. I think I've still been doing a really good job at that. Okay. Even though very clearly, yeah, that, I mean, I get, but it's conflicting because I mean, I want to say I don't have a bias, but like, I kind of just pointed out that no, I mean, I was trading with the hopes of that massive move. All right. So, I mean, at the same time, I don't even know if I have a bias, guys. Like, clearly, I know, I just understand the financial system and things can't go. They can't keep going. All right. They just can't. All right. And now you got the technical indicator of 3 weeks now saying that, hey, like, yeah, the crash warning, that's the only technical signal that caught the '08 and the dot-com crash. There's no other technical signal that caught both of them clear as day. All right. So like that is still something I still think it's going this time. I don't think it's going to be different. All right. But at the same time, I'm open to being wrong here. I'm completely open to it because you do have this right here. I'm sorry, baby. Hang on, baby. You do have this. All right. You have your bullish divergence here. This is literally what I was saying. Somewhere over here, I was literally saying that's what I'm looking for to mark a bottom. I told you guys when I was seeing signs that a bottom is being put in and being carved out. We're seeing the signs, okay? But at the same time, like, you know, like all hell really can break loose, all right? It can break loose. It's there. I'm going to be holding on to my December 16 positions, okay? Like, even if we do have a rally, I will end up playing the next solid setup that I see, all right? Obviously, it would have been ideal to end up grabbing calls at open here. But again, I mean, this was unpredictable. No one knew that was coming off of, like, very bad data coming in. No one knew that was coming. I do want to remind you guys, all right, keep in mind, the news, guys, the news literally, like, it just does what the charts are already doing, okay? Like, it's going to be bearish and bullish based off of the charts, all right? So, it wouldn't surprise me. What are you doing? What are you doing, little lady? Leave that alone. Thank you. Taking my shoes. It really wouldn't surprise me if you start seeing the whole pivot narrative come back, all right? And the pivot, I'm just saying, guys, it's still like can't happen. The end of the world is the bull case. It kind of like sucks, but at the same time, it makes sense that they would shake the shit out of everyone. It does, all right? It does. I mentioned, like, it's been very conflicting because we know, like, hey, guys, 3-to-1 ratio here. We have a 3-to-1 ratio of calls to puts. We've had it for, like, weeks now, all right? And like, I mean, it wasn't wrong over there, so why didn't you get squoze over there? I mean, obviously you had that. Like, I'm just saying, it could be violent in either direction. I've completely been acknowledging that, but at the same time, I haven't been trading it, okay? I could have honestly just had a strangle. I could have even, like, saw this, and I mean, but at the same time, like, Henry was just being logical, okay? You had, like, very bad data come out. You weren't supposed to have a 3% day off of that, okay, on QQ. You weren't supposed to have a 3%. Did you have a 3% day? No, you ended up 2.35% up. Either way, you had it's such a sick, nasty move. There's such a sick, nasty move. Congrats to anybody who did end up playing that, okay? I mean, I'm going to be honest. You couldn't really, there was no factors telling you to play that other than, like, holy crap, short squeeze, short squeeze, short squeeze. So, I mean, I guess I would call it gambling if anybody did play it. But at the same time, I mean, that's just the market. Hey, that's just how the game goes. All right. All right, guys. So, I do want to point out this. All right. I want to point out this, and we're going to end with these smaller time frames here, and then we are going to talk about what took place in the UK today, which I might have actually already mentioned. I'm not even sure. You got this going on right here on your 1 hour time frame over here on SPY. You are in the overbought territory over here. You're clearly consolidating here. It could end up moving up just like this. And honestly, it does look like you are going to be doing something like that, and that's going to allow that to take place, that divergence to actually form. But again, I mean, divergence doesn't have to be there, but also keep in mind, you're there on your 4 hour time frame. In the weekly update, I said it did look like this was getting ready to cross up. And that's all in all, the hour and 4 hour time frame are what told me you are likely to have a bounce going into starting the week. This, I don't know if it continues higher than this, but this is clear as day a bounce. And now your oscillators have reset and they're back over here. So this is something to keep in mind here. If you are going long here at these levels, I wouldn't say it's the smartest thing to do. All right. Like straight up, I think if you want to go long, if you think this thing is going to be a massive short squeeze, which it very well could. Okay. Very well could. So if you do think that, I would wait on the entry. I'm in puts. I plan on selling my October 31st puts on a dip. All right. But, and that's also been conflicting because the past few hours, I've known like, I've wanted to just exit my, I want to take myself out of this. I just want to reevaluate and start over straight up. I want to start over on the next good setup. But that's why I'm going to leave the December 16s and I am going to cut the October on any short dated things. And I am going to leave that money for playing the next solid setup that I see. All right. So, that is going to be a waiting game, but I'm serious, guys. Like, I'm specifically not cutting my put position yet, or a part of the put position yet, just because I do think we are going to end up dipping, okay? If I were to allow my emotions to guide me, yeah, I want to take myself out of this pain as quick as possible. I want to do it all day. But at the same time, you got this, okay? Like straight up, your 4 hours overbought. Your, I guess, yeah, overbought. And then your 1 hour is also overbought and looks like it could end up forming a divergence, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if no, it doesn't form that. But yeah, you do have your daily oscillators just going straight up. So I mean, this is like a thing. It's a bullish setup. I'm not even going to deny the bullish looking setup on the daily time frame. Obviously, the weekly time frame, I pointed out what I was saying over here. You got the weekly bullish divergence going on. At the same time, you got this massive weekly bullish divergence going on. We've been calling this out. We said, or I said that I was going to be waiting for another smaller one to form because that's what it looked like was going on. It did end up happening. All right. I didn't notice this. Okay. I was blinded to this, but now I'm calling it out. It's here. It's here. Okay, guys. And again, I'm not saying a bottom is in. I'm not saying that at all. But I mean, these are like, that's a sign right there. That's what we got the last bottoms with. That's what we got the major top with. All right, so it's a thing, and it could end up being like the largest bear market rally we've seen so far. I have no idea, right? All I know is I want to play a strangle with this because I have no idea what's going to happen. Big things can happen to the downside. Big things can happen to the upside, all right? I really just want to be comfortable with this and play a strangle. I don't care. Like, I know something big is coming. I don't know which side, all right? So, like, I am very likely to exit the short dated puts on the next drop and then also add some dated calls. All right, straight up, I want to play this with a strangle because it could go either way. I may be remaining heavier on the put side just because, I mean, I really do, like, it's logical, guys. The end of the world is the bull case, straight up. The end of the financial system, the global financial system, is the bull case. But what I do want to say is the England bond market did not have the floor collapse, all right? Or the floor didn't collapse and the bond market didn't collapse with it. Even though their Fed, their version of the Fed, the Bank of England, they ended up cutting their bond purchases. They're not going on anymore. But what happened today was they fired the two people responsible for pretty much the worst monetary policy that they have ever known over there in the UK. Go watch Meet Kevin's video about this if you do want to see updates on that. I'm sure you can find, if you just look on Google, and you will also find stuff. I was seeing things about it on Twitter, but all in all, Meet Kevin has the full video explaining the situation that he dropped this morning. That is why I believe you're seeing a rally today. All right. Like, you just had, the end of the world. Now it's like not happening immediately. Let's rally. And that's why I say, like, hey guys, like, we have earnings coming up, or not coming up. We're here. We're at earnings. We got some big names this week. We know something big is either coming down or up. And that's why I say I want a strangle so bad. All right. I just really need to wait for my call entry on said strangle. And I'm going to exit the short dated puts whenever that comes. All right. That is just how I want to be playing this. Again, I could be an idiot. All right. I tell you guys all the time, I expose myself to looking like an idiot. That's just comes with the territory here on YouTube. Comes with the territory over with just what I'm doing here. All right. But that's honestly how I would feel comfortably playing this thing. I'm not comfortable to just have no lube on one side or the other. Straight up. I have experienced today what no lube feels like, and it's not good. Okay. I don't want it. I thought everything was going to be fine. Everything, like, maybe won't be fine. All right. So this is my way of saying, like, hey guys, something big is happening. Okay. One side or the other. We all know the bear case. Okay. The bull case I'm going to tell you right now, the bull case, it ain't off of rate hikes, like straight up, all right? Like rate hikes, guys, they're going to be higher than expected. So even if we have this pump, just please, nobody just start coming out with the pivot talk and stuff like that. It's not going to be the case, guaranteed. Like they can't do it. All right. But the bull case here is like, hey, maybe you have some earnings that are so beaten down that like maybe they beat expectations. All right. You have that factor. Again, with what I just said about England, how like they brought actual demand back into their market because they fired the people who were responsible for causing that very quickly. So, I mean, that right there, that's a bullish factor on the table right there. I did this straight out of left field, but that does show you how bad things were. They had to bring confidence back into their bond market or is going to collapse. And no, guys, if that collapsed, yeah, I'm serious. Everything I've been saying, like, no, it's going to happen. If that collapses, that's going to be the first domino, and it's going to be rough, right? But, like, again, it didn't happen today. And I don't know, maybe the floor can fall out, like, in the upcoming days. I have no idea. But if they did that and there's confidence, again, in that bond market, then, boom, you're not going to have the whole pension system problem, the pension fund system problem, and that could act as not the first domino. So I'm just saying, like, that end of the world the end of the world is the bull case. It's still the same exact scenario. By the time November comes around, November 2nd, that's our next FOMC meeting, I do expect them to have those higher rate hikes. So if you do get any sort of rally here, just know going into November 2nd, you're likely to start seeing, like, if you rally into November 2nd, you're likely to see the sell-off after. I mean, either way, I'm expecting a sell-off on that date. We're going to have to see what, like, the data is that they put out into the market. Like, hey, 75 basis points, 100 basis points, 50 basis points, highly unlikely. But, hey, if that happens, there you go. We're traders here, all right? We got to do what makes sense, all right? We got to do the logical things in life. And, yeah, I mean, it sucks to say it, but, like, as a trader, those are the logical things. You need to look at these, all right? And, like, I'm going to be honest, I wish I had left some room open for these possibilities when I was way in the green, like straight up. I mean, that's again, like if I had taken the profits, I guarantee I wouldn't have felt the pain that I've been feeling, and maybe my decisions would have been a bit more rational, okay? And that's something I mention all the time, okay? Pain equals irrational decisions. That's just what happens, all right? So maybe me completely flipping up here, well, it's not complete flipping up. It's just saying, like, it's acknowledging that, yeah, I mean, guys, the end of the world is the bull case, and there's a lot of freaking puts on one side. That means there's a lot of rocket fuel. You could have some mixed earnings, but if you have one of these big names give good earnings, there's no way you don't get a market rally, all right? That's just how it works. But again, if you see, like, one of these big names like Tesla, I think it's tomorrow, if you see them have bad earnings, yeah, again, I wouldn't expect the market to find a new low, you know? Like, that's the reality of the situation. It sucks because, like, the only real way to confidently play this is with the strangle, all right? And that, like, guaranteed limits your gains there, like, heavily, all right? But at the same time, it is the only way to do so safely. So if I get the opportunity to do so, I will be doing so. If not, I mean, I guess I'm just going to be riding it out with no lube, and we will see what happens. Yeah, I mean, guys, this is it. And that is, I think that's pretty much everything. I don't think I commented on this. You do have your bullish divergence on the hourly time frame here on Mr. VIX. Coming back from all the way over here, you made that low. At the same time, QQQ and SPY, they have their oscillators over here, all right? And it's the same exact thing on the 4-hour time frame. You have your oscillator way up in the overbought territory right there. Come over to the 4-hour time frame. What do you have over here on VIX? You have it in the oversold territory, okay? So I don't think we're going to have any massive rip going on. But again, I mean, hey, earnings really can elevate stock prices for the time being. But going into that November 2nd meeting, guys, there's a high likelihood you end up having the higher rate hikes. The market really has to price in everything that I've been talking about, like straight up. The market can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. And that's kind of the point of this talk today. Guys, please, nobody position yourselves too heavy on one side. Like, I'm serious. I stand by what I've been saying. All right? Like, it needs to be there. Okay? Trade management needs to be there. Profit taking needs to be there. And proper position sizing also needs to be there. Because if not, guys, I'm serious, like, any one of these moves were enough to take someone out. or not take someone out, but like I told you guys what happened. I went from being up 55% to down 40% by the end of the day over here. That's crazy. All right. Like, but imagine if someone was all in on it, and there you go. I don't want any of you guys to, you know, leave the stock market because something stupid happened that you easily could have prevented. So, I mean, that's really the point of this video. I mean, yeah, the TA was in there, but straight up, I just want to have a talk with you guys. Like, we're in dangerous times, guys. The liquidity crisis is showing itself with full colors right here, full force. All right. So I just really, guys, just don't forget the lube. Okay, like just don't forget that protection. All right, guys. All right, so with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video. Wait, hang on. No, I will not. We had our breakout on Bitcoin. This is something I wasn't commenting on until we got the weekly close here, because we did end up breaking out and we literally flipped it. All right, we literally flipped our downtrend here on Bitcoin. All right, this is definitely something that we should be talking about. This does mean a target does need to come on. I was waiting for the weekly close. As you see, we do have the weekly close out of it. And most likely we will have this out of it as well. But I mean, it sucks because I'm going to put this target on the board because I have to. It's like a confirmed breakout here. But I do also know we are likely moving lower before we end up going to that price target. The price target is going to be so massive, guys. All right. It's going to be so massive because it's literally going to be this. All right, like this. All right, not massive, but this is going to be like, yeah, this is like going to be like a $5,000 to $7,000 move that we get to potentially play here, okay? And I'm going to likely be playing this off of buying Mara shares. All right, so that is something. All right, guys, so I will include that price target in the next video. And with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.